The AI revolution is upon us. AI agents are set to transform industries, and the way we interact with information is changing forever. This is a massive opportunity, and I'm going to share the 8 simple steps I'm personally following to capitalize on it, and how you can use these same steps to build wealth with AI, even if you're starting from scratch. Step 1. Pick the right industry. Before you even think about making money with AI, you need to choose the right battleground. I've built and sold 3 software companies, invested in over 100, and I've been immersed in the technology world since '97. I witnessed the dot-com boom, the Web 2.0 explosion, and the mobile revolution. I haven't been this excited about the tech industry since the early internet days. But what I learned back then, and what holds true today, is that many people pick the wrong industry. My belief, the right industries are often the boring ones, the ones nobody's talking about. In life, and especially in technology and AI, we need to focus on what's true, not just what's new. Being too early, too technologically advanced, can be just as detrimental as being too late. So, I'm going to lay out 5 industries where you can leverage AI to make significant money right now, taking full advantage of this gold rush. First up, supply chain. Think about the intricate dance of logistics. Most of us don't even buy things in physical stores anymore. It's all done through an app. Imagine the challenges these companies face with forecasting demand, optimizing delivery routes, and managing inventory. Everything related to supply chain management is ripe for disruption and massive profitability using AI. Second, administration. We're already seeing some innovation here, but think about the sheer volume of billing, scheduling, filing, and sorting that happens in every business. AI that can read information systems, connect with tools like Dropbox or your CRM like HubSpot, and handle administrative tasks is going to be an immense moneymaker. I had a friend who was buried under a mountain of invoices. We showed him how a simple AI agent could categorize and process them, freeing up his team for more critical work. The impact on his bottom line was immediate. Number 3. Home services. This includes roofing, HVAC, plumbing. Anytime a truck has to go to a home, there's a whole lot of process involved. If you use AI to help automate and improve these processes, you're tapping into trillion-dollar industries globally. For example, imagine an AI that optimizes technician schedules based on real-time traffic and parts availability, ensuring faster service and happier customers. Number 4. Legal services. This is one of the first areas people experiment with when they dive into ChatGPT or other AI tools. Contract analysis, drafting legal documents, and so on. Just last week, I was about to do a deal and had some questions about the contract. Instead of racking my brain, I fed the entire document into an AI. It generated a list of insightful questions I should ask. When I called my legal team, they were astonished, asking, "How did you even know to ask those questions?" People who build tools that implement structure and workflow into this space are going to make a fortune. Finally, number 5, team training. This is an area I'm incredibly excited about. Picture this. Every company in the future has an AI that joins all Zoom calls, that you can talk to, that acts as your onboarding buddy, with access to all the company's steps, processes, and SOPs. Essentially, it's the company's AI brain. This will make people so much more efficient, giving everyone access to answers to their biggest questions in real time. I recently heard about a startup using AI to create personalized training modules for new hires, reducing onboarding time by half and significantly improving employee retention. That's the power we're talking about. So, now that you've got your industry locked down, you need to figure out how to help them. Which brings us to step number 2. Step 2. Pick a high-margin model. Margins are your moat. They build upon the competitive advantage you've already started. They protect your business. Most people don't truly understand what a margin is. If you sell a product for $100 but it costs you $20 to deliver it, your margin is $80, which is about 80%. The key is, you don't want to be in a business with margins of only 20% or 30%. Think about restaurants or brick-and-mortar businesses with a ton of overhead. Those are tough businesses to scale. To win in today's market, you absolutely have to pair AI with a high-margin business model. Here are the 4 models that are crushing it in 2025. First, AI services with about 70% gross margin. This involves building workflows and automation for businesses that want to integrate AI. It's literally getting paid to set up tools like Make, Zapier, N8N, or my personal favorite, Gumloop. Imagine helping a small business automate their customer service inquiries using an AI chatbot. They pay you for the setup and integration, and your costs are minimal. Second, AI consulting, where you can reach 80% gross margin. This is a much more hands-on approach, helping companies not only build AI services but also craft the strategy behind deploying AI and transforming their business to be AI first. You're ensuring they don't get sidelined by competitors who are already embracing AI. I remember working with a manufacturing company that was resistant to AI. We consulted with them, showed them how AI could optimize their production line, and within 6 months, their efficiency soared. That's the kind of value you deliver here. Number 3 is AI software, boasting gross margins of 90%. This is my world. It's about looking at a workflow or a process and thinking, if I use AI as the primary driver to solve this problem, how would the software work? The amazing thing is, there's often no complex user interface anymore. A lot of AI software is powered through text like chat, voice, or simply operates in the background, invisible to the user. I believe in this so much that I've gone all in on building an AI venture studio. One of the products we're developing at Martel Ventures is an AI-powered business dashboard that tells you exactly where the problems are in your business and how to fix them. Finally, number 4 is AI digital products, with a mind-blowing 95% margin. If you build one AI-powered program and sell it 1,000 times, your cost is essentially just hosting. I've seen a proliferation of people on social media building massive audiences, like my friend Dave Eiler, who has 15,000 people in his community. He monetizes by selling these digital products that help people improve their skills, and then he has this huge community he gets to serve. This brings us directly to step number 3. Step 3. Sell to a rich customer. Dan Kennedy, the marketing godfather, once had this brilliant quote, "It's easier to make $1 million selling to millionaires than to make $1 million selling to everyone." To truly win in today's AI world, you have to find those millionaires in those boring industries we talked about. Here are 5 hacks, and the last one might just blow your mind, that I use to meet these millionaires. First, industry-specific events. This means you either attend them or, even better, help create them. When I moved to San Francisco in 2008, I didn't know a soul. A friend told me that all the people you want to connect with are speakers at these events. So, I went, but what I did that really changed the game was reaching out to the organizer and offering to help out. That got me access to the green room where the speakers were, and that's how I started to build my network. Second, hyper-personalized email. When I say hyper, I mean you need to write the darn thing yourself. I remember years ago getting a cold email from a guy named Chris. He said, "Hey Dan, I know you don't know me. This is a cold email, but I follow your content." I kept reading, and he said, "I can make you money with your email list. Give me a shot." Because of that hyper-personalized approach, I gave him a chance. We sent the email. It made me money. Chris today makes 7 figures working on my team. That's the power of personalization. Number 3, offer an interview. I think using a podcast to build your platform and gain access to the world's top millionaires in your niche, the very people you want to sell your AI solution to, is a beautiful networking strategy. Think of it as flattery marketing. You know you want to sell to this customer, so you need to talk to them. Your initial ask is to get them on your podcast. They'll probably ask you what you do. You tell them, and they might say, "Geez, that's exactly what we need. Could you come talk to my team about that AI thing you do?" That's how you build relationships at scale to meet the millionaires and make money. Number 4 is to host a meetup. I'm doing this every single week. I literally go through social media, find people doing cool things, and then reach out to them to join a roundtable on Zoom. I keep it super simple. We just connect, share what we're learning in the industry, and offer to be helpful to everyone else. You don't have to overcomplicate it. People just want to meet others who are like-minded. If you do the work to organize a meetup, a Zoom call, or a mastermind, they will show up. And finally, number 5, host a founder's dinner. For me, this is usually a themed dinner, like an AI founder's dinner. For example, When I'm in San Francisco, I'll organize an AI-focused founders lunch and an AI-focused founders dinner. I'll find people on Twitter and online who live in those cities, invite them to these meals, and connect with them over breaking bread. It's an incredible way to build deep relationships. Now that you're crystal clear on your customer, let's start building your offer. Which brings us directly to step 4. Step 4. Create a high cash flow offer. In business, I realize that profit is cool, margins are cool, but if you don't have cash flow, then your business is really tough to grow. When I was building Spheric, my first company, we grew so fast that there was this constant sound of cash flying out the door, which always made it hard to scale. Then a mentor came into my life and showed me how to set my pricing and get my offer right so that I stopped financing my customers' problems. What most people don't realize is that for a company to grow, it requires money. And most businesses don't design their offers to be able to finance that growth. So, you end up acting like a bank, essentially helping your customers pay to solve their problems. Remember this: revenue in a business, that's vanity. Profit, that's sanity. But cash flow, that's for your vitality. Here are the key components to building a high cash flow offer. First, anchor pricing. This will change the game for you, no matter what business you're in. In your pricing options, you want to have something that's really expensive, usually 3 to 5 times more than the second tier in your pricing. This makes everything else look cheap. For example, if you sell AI consulting, make sure your top tier is 3 to 5 times more expensive than your middle or lower tier to make those options easier for people to say yes to. Second, implement scarcity. You have to communicate this, because it's probably true. There are only a few spots for you to help those customers. So, if they want to get started, they need to put a deposit down today to lock in their spot. Otherwise, there's no real reason for them to make a decision right now. For example, I might say, we only take on 3 new AI strategy clients per month to ensure dedicated support. To secure your spot, a deposit is required today. Number 3, add a bonus. The best bonus, something extra to give, is usually the solution to the problem that arises after you solve the problem they initially came to you for. So, if you're helping them build an AI agent, the next problem they're going to have is training their team on how to use it. Your bonus would be free training after you build that AI agent. My rule of thumb is to make the bonus even more valuable than the initial offer so they feel like it's a no-brainer. Number 4, volume pricing. I know I said no discounts, and this isn't a discount in the traditional sense. This is what you do if you can get them to buy a lot more of what you've got. So, if your initial pricing is for 1 year, but you can get them to buy 2 or 3 years worth of what you've got, then offer some volume pricing. If it's for 1 seat of your software, what if they buy 100 seats? How much cash can you get up front from that customer transaction? All that money you're prepaying for a service you deliver later is your cash flow, which you're going to use to invest in growth. Step 5. Sell before you build. Most people make this fundamental mistake. They sit down, meticulously build their product or service, and only then do they go out to the world and say, "Hey, buy my thing." Only to find out that nobody wanted to buy the thing because the way they designed it, packaged it, or how it works simply wasn't what the market needed. I've seen entrepreneurs spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, only to discover that nobody wanted to buy their AI solution. What I recommend is to create the designs of what you want and then go to the market and have that conversation. Remember, no business survives first contact with the customer. Your key is to pre-sell your AI solution to then fund your development, ensuring you don't build something nobody wants. Here are the 4 key steps you need to learn on how to pre-sell your AI solution. First, prototype. This is the game changer today. We live in a world where you can prototype your solution using paper. That's an easy one. Figma is more advanced, Balsamic is really cool, or you can go as crazy as InVision for high-fidelity mock-ups that are almost photorealistic simulations of your AI solution. This allows you to demo it to people, say, "Here's what it costs," and get them to buy. I once helped a client who wanted to build an AI legal assistant. Instead of coding anything, we created a Figma prototype that simulated the entire user experience. He showed it to potential clients, got 5 pre-sales, and then used that money to fund the development. Second, find your early adopters. These are people within your industry who are willing to take a little bit of risk. I call them the founding 50. Those 50 customers get to co-create the software with you, helping drive the product roadmap. They're your early adopters, and they're going to be on board for the long haul. You want to give them a bonus. You might give them extra time with your team, allow them to influence priorities on your roadmap. I've even seen people put the names of their founding 50 on their About page to thank and acknowledge them for supporting them in the early days. Whatever it is, make sure you go find those early adopters. Number 3. Ask for advice. Here's what I've learned. If you want to sell, don't try to sell. Ask for advice. It's like that old saying, if you ask for money, you'll get advice. If you ask for advice, you get money twice. If I reach out to people on LinkedIn and say, hey, I'm building this new AI solution, and I'd love to get your advice, and then you demo this prototype software, they'll often say, wow, that's amazing. How do I get access to it? You then say, well, it's still early, but if you want to be part of the founding 50, here's how it works, and you'll get first access in the next 90 days. Then you take all that money, you go build it, and then you deliver the software. Step number 4 is to choose one conversion tool. This is how you'll sell your solution. Maybe it's going through partners who allow you to present your solution on a big webinar, or it's using Sell by Chat because you have a big social media audience, or you're just picking up the phone and doing outbound calls. Just choose one and go deep. To do this best, you want to automate it and have a tool to support it. For example, if you're selling by chat, use a tool like Revio. If you're going to do calls, you want to use a tool for that. That's how you scale that one conversion tool to really get your first money to scale your AI solution. Now that you've got some money in the bank, it's time to build. Which brings us directly to step 6. Step 6, build your MVP, minimal viable product. You know what's crazy? Years ago, one of my buddies called me because he needed a favor. He asked me if I could look at the software product he had been building. He had been working on it for 3 years, hired an agency, and they took all his money. They never told him to ship it. They never told him to do anything different, because why would they? They were getting paid. I asked him how much money he was in so far for this software. $3 million. He essentially had a profitable business that turned out to be less profitable because he was financing the software. Don't do that. I'm going to teach you how to build an AI MVP that doesn't break the bank. First, no code. This involves using pre-made tools like Gumloop, Go High Level, Make, N8N. There are literally existing no-code platforms where, for most of you who are building AI solutions, you can just use that and keep selling it over and over again. For instance, I recently saw a startup build a fully functional AI-powered content generator using a combination of Make and Webflow, and they launched in weeks, not months. Second, AI code. If you need something more advanced, there are literally new coding platforms powered by AI. It's kind of like this new thing called vibe coding. I mean tools like Replit, Bolt, Cursor, and many others. You can even use ChatGPT to write the code and do things that are more advanced. And if you don't know how to use these tools or deploy your code, just ask ChatGPT. It'll literally walk you right through the whole thing. Third, hire an AI developer. I literally hired one today. For me, it's all about a test project first to see if they know what they're talking about and assessing their cultural fit. Have that conversation with them. Tell them the way you work so they're not surprised. And then, be sure when you hire them that you've done the pre-selling, because you have the wireframes and the solution that you've already sold to give to the AI developer to build, so they hit the ground running. But without this next step, you're going to overwhelm yourself with work. Which brings us directly to step 7. Step 7. Automate the delivery. Here's what most people don't realize. Automation turns your offer into a machine. One that works while you sleep. I had a friend, Rachel, years ago who came to me because she was running an agency, and she got a bunch of business, and she was completely overwhelmed and stressed out. I asked her, how much of the thing you just explained to me have you set up and automated? She looked at me confused and said, what do you mean? I said, well, when you sell something and they pay you, do you have like onboarding automated, or scheduling, or the reporting for them, or all the stuff that doesn't actually take you? She said, no. Today, especially with AI, you have a massive opportunity to automate all the busy work in business so that you can focus on the thing that actually gets you paid. So, these are the 4 areas of business that you need to automate, starting with the first one, purchasing. I still see people not being able to take payments efficiently. It sounds crazy, but in a world of Stripe, Webflow, and Gumloop, you can set this up effortlessly. Second, account login and setups. Once somebody pays you, you can have all the account membership creation and setup automated in the back end. Think of platforms like link-to-memberful.io. It literally automates your entire membership experience. So, if you sell an AI membership, use a platform like that, connect it to Gumloop and your billing platform, and the whole thing gets automated. Number 3, onboarding. When Rachel showed me the amount of time she spent taking information from her clients and going back and forth, I thought, that's a type form. You take that whole intake process, you give it to them, they fill it out to schedule their first call. And then you can automate a bunch of cool AI processing. Many people use that as the inputs to actually do the work for their clients. Number 4, support. Post-purchase, post-deployment, post-customer using it, they're going to have questions. You want to make sure you create a knowledge base with all your support questions that AI uses as emails come in to scan your answers and automatically reply as a support agent. The more you add to that knowledge base, the better your AI agent can respond to those support emails coming in from your customers. Step 8. Get greedy. Now, let me explain. It's kind of crazy because I see this all the time. I had an entrepreneur come to me recently, and he was about 4 or 5 months into his business, and he had an opportunity to sell. My whole philosophy is this: what are you trying to build? Do you want to be short-term greedy and take some cash off the table right now? Or do you want to be long-term greedy and build some real wealth? Here are the 3 S's that I think about to create AI wealth in today's market. First, sell. That's short-term greed. That's literally deciding to build a little tiny app or a little tiny service. And if somebody's willing to pay you some money to save some time, you could sell it. The problem with that one is you just didn't learn. You're just starting, and the real value in all businesses isn't necessarily the money you make, it's the experience that you gain. Second, scale. Keep that thing that's making money. Keep printing money and keep going. I remember my friend Chris at Wistia. He had an opportunity to sell, and he realized that if he sold the business, he would just start the exact same business again. So, instead of selling, he raised a bunch of debt to then buy out his early investors and then kept with his partner building the business that he enjoyed so much. Number 3, stack. And that's exactly what we're doing at Martel Ventures. We work with some of the smartest AI minds building technology for small businesses to essentially build a portfolio of companies that are going to be the solutions for the different categories of problems small businesses have around the world. Imagine having a suite of AI tools that address everything from marketing to operations for small businesses. That's the power of stacking. So, are you ready to choose your path and start building your AI empire?